So it looks like what I've reported and what I put out yesterday was premature. This reporting on the events of what's happening in these situations, I've never done this before. I'm new to this. So I thought the news that I saw yesterday, legit, put it out, but it seems like I needed to do more clicking and reading of people's comments on Jake Donovan's Twitter feed, especially his own comments. Because I've come back from where I was, uploaded the video, gone where I was going, came back, looked in the news again, and I'm seeing all these different reports saying that the supplements that he sent a little while ago. Ryan Garcia said he never used up supplements. He said, I don't even use supplements. But anyway, he's now said he uses supplements and he's had to send his supplements to be tested. And the supplements that he sent was the pack that he was using. And it seems like they didn't want that pack. It's got a lot number, which is some sort of code that says that this batch was made by the same people at the same time. So they've got a code number, and they wanted another pack with the same code number but sealed. But he sent his one, and they're arguing that he might have contaminated it himself. I've gone onto Google and Googled the news of this situation, and I come across Boxing News's reports. And Boxing News 24 states, Ryan Garcia's team seek reduced suspension after contaminated supplements. So it's like they've succumbed to the fact that yes, the substance was contaminated, and now instead of saying him being cleared, they're asking for a reduced suspension. I read on. If you can see, it was released yesterday, 31st of the 5th. Anyway, I read, Ryan Garcia's legal team is looking for a reduced suspension of 4 months for the star after it is reportedly discovered that 2 of the supplements he used before his April 20th victory over Devin Haney on the doping control form were found to be contaminated with ostarine. Garcia states that he didn't intentionally take ostarine. He keeps on saying this, didn't intentionally. That is very, very shrewd wording. You have to check the wording. The substance was in his nutritional supplements. Supplements he said he'd never ever take. That's what he said before. I don't take supplements, but anyway. Demonstrating that he should be cleared. Ryan's legal team wants to avoid a hearing with the New York State Athletic Commission. They want to agree to the suspension, and they feel it should be lighter given Garcia's circumstances of taking contaminated supplements. Questions raised over supplement testing. Sports nutritionist Victor Conte, who works with Haney, told ESPN that he suspects tampering may have occurred with the supplements sent for testing because their unsealed containers prevented a chain of custody. Then they've put up this Twitter feed of Mike Coppinger. Mike Coppinger is another boxing reporter. We're going to go into that in a bit. Fighters are responsible for what they put into their bodies. If the New York Commission goes by that view, they could hand Garcia a stiff suspension regardless of his unintentional ingesting of the ostarine product. It would be bad for boxing to have a star like Ryan inactive. Potential consequences for Garcia and boxing. It would hurt Ryan's career if the New York Commission gave him a year or more suspension for his positive PED tests. It's unclear whether he would sit inactive or choose to find a way to keep fighting. With Ryan's popularity, it's hard to imagine him not fighting. If Ryan is given a suspension, it will be interesting to see if Haney and his team continue to push to have his loss erased. They view it as important, but it would not be worth much if it is removed. Remember us saying it looks like it's not going to be removed. Now they're saying it might be removed. Fans who saw the fight already know what happened. Haney having the defeat removed from his record is meaningless because the fans continue to view him as having lost. The best way for Haney to mentally erase the defeat is to avenge the loss by beating Ryan in a rematch. However, Haney has already said in an interview that he doesn't want to fight Ryan again, which is self-defeating. Now, all of this stuff about, oh, it would hurt Ryan's career, that's neither here nor there. If he's found guilty of having a banned PED in his system, a suspension is the protocol, right? It shouldn't be like, oh, let's not suspend him so much because we don't want to hurt his career. He's hurt his own career by taking the PED, right? That's his business. He's already taken it, so he's hurting his own career. Anyway, moving on. I then tapped onto this feed from Mike Coppinger. on Twitter. And he's saying that two supplements listed on doping control forms submitted by Ryan Garcia before his win versus Haney revealed Ostarine per lab reports viewed by ESPN. Raspberry lemonade flavored NutraBio Supercarb and strawberry flavored Body Health Amino Acid Blend. He's also stated how Victor Conte argues that since his supplement bottles weren't sealed, there's no chain of custody. Victor Conte, yesterday, if I clicked onto Jake Donovan's tweet and gone into the retweets and all of that, I would have seen what Victor Conte had posted, and he done some 5-part tweet about the situation. First part saying Ryan Garcia tested positive twice for Ostarine, reported May 1st, 2024. About May 15, 2 of his products were sent for testing. Both were positive of Ostarine. Seems to be no receipts or chain of custody, and both containers had broken sealed. In my opinion, these are not credible or admissible results. It says part 2. How Ryan Garcia's team can obtain credible supplement test results, locate same lot number. So now I said about these supplements, they got lot numbers, which is like a code number to say that they're all from the same batch made at the same time. This is how I understand it. Please feel free to correct me if you know better. Lot number for both of the suspected products and have them shipped directly to the lab, sealed. If results are positive of Ostarine for both products, then you will have a chain of custody and admissible test results. Why did Ryan Garcia test powders from unsealed containers without chain of custody? In my opinion, it seems possible that tampering may be involved. Strange that two products both tested positive for Ostarine. This isn't how credible science is conducted. These results cannot be authenticated. We're at part 4 now. It says, why did Ryan Garcia not fully disclose there are no product receipts available and both containers had broken seals? The laboratory that did the test gave a disclaimer about the credibility of results. In my opinion, this is likely an attempt to pull a fast one on the world of boxing. Hey yo, Victor Conte is not having it. He's putting the onus on Ryan. He's not having it. Part 5, he says, my prediction is Ryan Garcia will not have sample tested from sealed tubes of the two products he claims exposed him to Ostarine. Both products of same lot number should be purchased and sent directly to the WADA lab. If done, I predict sealed products would be negative for Ostarine. So he's blatantly saying that Ryan and his team somehow contaminated his packet of these supplements. And if they got the same lot number package supplements from the source, he is predicting that they would be negative, so they wouldn't have no Ostarine. So Victor Conte is blatantly trying to say that this guy took the Ostarine, man, and he's trying to blame it on the supplements, and he's contaminated the supplements, and he sent the contaminated supplements off for testing. That's what he's basically blatantly saying. Devin Haney apparently and his team have sent legal documents. So they've got their lawyers involved and stuff like this. Now, how that's going to go, I'm not sure. Is Devin still pushing for it to be taken off of his record? I'm not sure. There's another Twitter feed from a Twitter handle called All for Boxing, and they show some sort of documents. I don't know. A lot of these things can be doctored, these documents. So I don't really follow all of that. I'm not really sure about this because this All for Boxing, it's not like they've got a whole heap of followers or they got a blue check so they're credible or legitimate. I don't know how legitimate or credible they are. But what they are saying seems to have some sort of legitimacy. And I only say that because they've got these test results. And to be putting these things up on Twitter against Ryan, Ryan could say this is defamation of character. And there's nothing like that coming from Ryan. So that's what's making me think that what they're saying is legit. And it's things about test results of Ryan Garcia's sample bottles. Plus, I only saw this All for Boxing people because Victor Conte himself retweeted them. I don't expect Victor to be retweeting some bogus claims and such like. So this seems to be ongoing. I don't think Ryan's in the clear. I think that there's more to come. So with that being said, I've got to keep my eye on it. We've gone backwards now. I thought he might be able to clear his name. This stuff about his lawyer saying that they're going to come up with a press conference next week to answer questions and stuff. I want to see what's happening with that. And this is the latest, people. So we've gone backwards now. It looks like he's back at the point where he's guilty again of taking this Osterine PED. Whether it's intentional or unintentional, the New York State Athletics Commission have released they've shown some letterheaded statement that reads: use of intravenous fluids for hydration prior to the event is not permitted unless the combatant has provided notice to the New York State Athletic Commission and received written approval. The Commission's policy is one of strict liability. The combatant is responsible for anything that he or she puts in their body. If the combatant takes supplements and later tests positive, it is the combatant's responsibility. The combatant should be aware that the supplement industry is poorly regulated, and studies have shown that some supplements are contaminated with steroids. If a prohibited substance is detected in the combatant's sample, even if it was unintentional, it will result in a violation of New York State Athletic Commission rules. NYSAC rules purport to provide the athlete a right of a fair hearing. In case of a positive test or adverse test analytical finding, the burden is on the athlete to come forward with the evidence that rebutes the presumption of doping. They got all typos in it that they're not even sorting out on their letter-headed official statement that they've sent out. It's crazy. So that's where we are. It's for Ryan to prove that he didn't intentionally take it, and even if he proves that, he's still subject to some sort of ban. And it looks like his team are trying to reduce the ban. Let's see what goes on going forward from here. See you in the next video, guys. Peace.